Thank you for joining us today on ETFA. Welcome to the program. I'm Ayola Kasim. Nigeria is one of 6 countries where illegal, unreported and unregulated fishing is very rampant, and this is threatening the current efforts to secure long-term sustainable fisheries, healthier and more robust ecosystems. Illegal, unreported and unregulated fishing is easy and highly lucrative, especially in West Africa. The question is, can this be curbed? And if yes, how? All these and more on this episode of ETFA. Do stay with us. The main occupation of the people of Okun Ise in Ekpe area of Lagos State, southwest of Nigeria, is fishing. They belong to the group of artisanal fishermen that supply 68% of the fish production in Nigeria.
Well-educated people we have is low.
Kadri Temitope started fishing when he was just 8 years old. He learned the trade from his father. With the returns from fishing, he has been able to pay his way through university and now holds a master's degree in industrial and labor relations. But without any job offer in the city, Kadri is back in Okun Ise in order to provide for his family. For Kadri, fishing is a good business, but the deficiencies in social infrastructure is robbing them of their better opportunities.
It's kind of good business, but kind of the only thing that we have here that most time our people don't know much how to modernize this business. See now in this area, nothing like electricity, nothing like good road. That's why if let's say we have electricity now, it's a thing all this we fishermen, we can gather money to quote to build a cold room. Sometimes if our customer disagree with our price, then we can keep our fish in the cold room. For the meantime, if you have some, but such a thing, there's not of such. If they're pricing the fish in a low price that we do, it is not comfortable for us. We need to sell it out to them because you know if you just keep it, it's going to spoil. But if you have something like electricity, we have a cold room, we have a big freezer that we are going to keep our fish. It will be easy for us. At least we can keep it for a week or 2 weeks. And if you are comfortable with the price that we're going to sell, we sell it out to anybody. Or we can connect to anybody. Okay, we have also fish, so please come and buy. But nothing, here we need electricity, good road. That is it.
The challenges the fishermen of Okun Ise face today is what artisanal fishermen face across the country.
Most of them are in the rural areas. All the landing sites in all the rural areas because they produce from the inland waters, the rivers, the man-made lakes, the natural lakes, even estuaries and so on. Those are the fishing from them. All those areas in the suburb, one of the major challenges is the infrastructure. There is no access to the landing site. Then most of them, they cannot fish far if they are not motorized. And you know what foreign exchange is saying. Those hardball engines are imported, so that's one of the major constraints. Then you have the socio-economic problems we have for a rural area. Those are the normal things, health facilities, this and that. You have that, but the major issue is that road, especially road. If they land, people who will come and buy have to carry, and fish is a highly perishable product. Then they too have learned to add value to it. They smoke, sun dry, and so on. The technologies they are using are still the rural technology they still use.
The fishing sector is reported to make about 50 million naira annually in Nigeria. Based on data from the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development, Nigeria's total annual fish demand is estimated at 3.3 million metric tons, only 33% of which is supplied domestically. The deficit is imported, resulting in an estimated annual spend of $700 million. Artisanal fishing farming is still dominant in Nigeria.
Our production right now, that is artisanal, everything industrial put together, is less than 1 million metric tons. So the shortfall, how do we bridge it? We bridge it by importation. And because of the current situation in the country, fish, for example, is among the 41 products that were listed for not qualified for forex. So to bring in it is this importation we use to bring in the. So ourselves, any country that cannot feed itself, it's not fit to be a nation. So in Federal Department of Fisheries, we have put in a system where we are regulating the importation. we are reducing importation. We know that we cannot stop importation abruptly because we don't have what to cushion the difference. So we're putting in place a system where we are reducing importation gradually. And we hope in the next 4 years to bring importation to the barest minimum. And how do we, so in essence, what we are doing is that we encourage aquaculture development.
Nigeria, like many other countries in sub-Saharan Africa, is endowed with substantial marine and inland fisheries resources upon which the fisheries sector is based. Nigeria has a land area of over 900,000 square kilometers, with a continental shelf area of over 40,000 square kilometers and a length of coastline of 853 kilometers. It also has a vast network of inland waters like rivers, floodplains, natural and man-made lakes and reservoirs. The inland water mass was estimated to be about 12.5 million hectares of inland waters, capable of producing 512,000 metric tons of fish annually. The country remains one of the largest consumers of fish. However, a demand-supply gap of at least 0.7 million metric tons exists nationally, with imports making up the shortfall at a cost of almost $0.5 billion per year. Domestic fish production of about 500,000 metric tons is supplied by artisanal fishers. That is about 80% of the fish production. Despite these considerably high potentials, local fish production has failed to meet the country's domestic demand. The fish industry remains the most virgin investment in Nigeria compared with the importation of frozen fish in the domestic market. Apart from the challenge they face because of the lack of infrastructure, artisanal fishers also face a decline in their catch at sea. This is due to a decline in fishery stock. Coupled with this is the impact of illegal fishing. Recent reports indicate that $1.3 billion is lost annually to illegal fishing in West African waters. Illegal fishing on the West African coast has not only depleted the revenue generation from the sector, but has also exhausted the number of fishes in the ocean and left many fishermen jobless. Nowadays, fishermen in many coastal communities are going to the sea to catch fish, but returning without any. Nigeria is particularly hit, as a report by the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration states that $60 million is lost annually by the country to illegal fishing. Experts in the sector say rising global demand for fish has made African waters a magnet for fleets from around the world. Foreign commercial trawlers are poaching fish from African coastal waters and leaving small fishermen without enough to catch. According to industry experts, the illegal, unreported and unregulated fishing is easy and highly lucrative due to lack of monitoring and enforcement, especially in West Africa. These pirates target places called inshore exclusive zones, which were created to protect shallow coastal waters where fishes come to reproduce. They target high-value species while generating a huge amount of unwanted bycatch, which is then tossed into the oceans. Coastal communities across West Africa are reporting a dramatic decline in the amount of fishes caught. As a result, they spend longer time at sea for fewer or smaller fish. This is because the rate of harvest far outstrips that of replenishment.
Nigeria has one of the best shrimps in the world. So our forests comes mostly from them. They export the shrimps, the prawns, sea cucumber, filleted fish. So they are very, very important. Presently, we have over 150, I think we have about 157 vessels fishing in our waters right now. The only area of the fishing industry, the only area where the fishing industry have not covered, because we have the non-trawling zone, where this is our artisanal subsector fish. We have the trawl zone, the inshore area, where we have these our trawlers that I spoke about. Then we have the exclusive economic zone, where we should have distant fishing vessels, but unfortunately that area has not been exploited. We don't have vessels fishing in those areas for the time being, and presently that area is being poached by foreign vessels.
Many in the sector blame the situation on poor policing of Nigerians' waters, a situation that has led to the loss of 33% for Nigerian businesses that should be harvesting from the country's waters. In addition to this, 300,000 new jobs could be created if illegal fishing is stopped in the West African region. A recent report highlights the need to address the region's weak regulation and lack of deterrence measures, including Coast Guard patrols, and that means the chance to put a stop to unregulated behavior and protect the region's rich maritime resources successfully. According to the report titled West Africa's Missing Fish, among the 35 processing vessels, also known as reefers, operating in the area during 2013, tracking data showed routes consistent with the transfer of catches from fishing vessels to reefers. Local fisherfolk say their nets are regularly broken by illegal international trawlers who fish within the coastal zones. According to one previous estimate, more than half of the stocks in the stretch of coast from Senegal to Nigeria alone have been overfished, with illegal, unreported and unregulated fishing believed to account for between 1/3 and half of the total catch.
So we have a law in place. It's an offense for a trawler to be found in the trawling zone, except maybe for reason, maybe that trawler is distressed or they have a sick person, they want to quickly come and transfer to shore for assistance to save life. But apart from them, these local fishermen, we have entered into collaboration with them. In fact, they are now wiser as long as they are able to bring us evidence of the net. With the numbers, they have the numbers of the trawlers. We invite them. We have an arbitration panel in the department that mediate between them, and we make the trawler operators pay for the net. If you destroy their net, you pay for them. If there are other damages, you pay for it.
Bola Aduke Kukwalati, who is a deputy director in the Department of Fisheries and head of Monitoring, Control and Surveillance at the Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development. Her team are charged with the responsibility of ensuring that criminals in Nigeria waters have no hiding place. In a move designed to control Nigerian flagged fishing vessels, the Department of Fisheries in the ministry has made it mandatory for all eligible national or state flagged fishing vessels to obtain and mark International Maritime Organization numbers on their vessels.
Now we have put in place VMS, Vessel Monitoring System. Right in our office, we have a monitoring office where we have a screen and we're going to see all the vessels operating in our waters. They carry transponders, so we're able to view them and know what they're doing. We're able to communicate to them. We're going to mark the waters. If you have shrimping license, this is the area you must trawl. If you have fishing license, this is the area you must trawl. Unlike before that, we didn't have a VMS. That they just go anywhere and fish and trawl like that. It's not going to be like that anymore. The Navy also has insisted that our vessels must have automatic identification system. This will also enable the Navy to be able to locate them, particularly even when they're in distress or security challenges. So this also will come to be. We have also introduced International Maritime Organization number, IMO numbers, which will also give them out anyway. They can see you anywhere you are now, and that number can be traced to your names, your particulars with also. There's no hiding place for them anymore. The only issue that we have to contend with, and we're trying seriously to fight, is the illegal, unreported, unregulated fishing in our waters. And I'm sure with these devices that will start working before or on 1st July 2017, a lot of this will also come.
One of the major challenges in combating illegal fishing is in verifying the identities of fishing vessels. The International Maritime Organization numbers provide a unique identifier that stays with a fishing vessel for its operational life. The IMO number has been identified by the Food and Agriculture Organization as crucial to their global record of fishing vessels and as a tool that makes it more difficult for fishing vessels to operate outside the law.